This page, trust me guys, was supposed to be completely different. But the project at some point went sideways and I find myself with doing something I was not expecting to do, but which I absolutely love. It's Asia Marquet here, Lemon Creation, and I am so happy you are here. I'm not sure if you've seen my video from last week when I was doing a new altered book, or rather embellishing the covers, and where I actually showed you how to glue the pages in the book, what to do for the book to not be damaged after you actually finish the whole art journaling. So if you haven't seen that video, there is gonna be a link, I think, down below, so you can check it out and see how I'm starting my altered books, hoping they will not break anymore, because I always had this problem with altered books. They were cracking at the seams, and now I really cross my fingers that this one is gonna be different. And I am working already on 2 pages which are glued together, so there is, I think, 3 pages on each side which are glued together like that. The book is sturdy, there is gonna be less seepage, and that's how you should work in a books like that. Anyway, the pages of old books are too frail, so you cannot just, well, if you're using mixed media, you cannot really work on the single page which is not glued to the other, because it's gonna just break simply. And yes, it's taking me a long time, so you're gonna be seeing me doing that for a long time. I am putting the washi tape on the, this is actually masking tape, it's not washi tape, it's a masking tape for a painting, and I am tearing it into pieces and putting it on the pages of my book. I do it on 2 sides because this is gonna be a double page, like almost always in my altered books. No, you cannot really, well, you can, but I am doing double pages in my altered books. I think they just, there is some kind of connection in the books like that, you know, between the pages, and I don't feel like making one page about something and then making another about something else. So, you know, I'm always, when I open the book, I'm doing kind of a bigger layout than I would do in my small art journals. I don't want to put the tape all over the place. I want to just put it a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other, and I'm using my 3D matte gel to glue these circles. They are embroidery circles. I got it from somebody, and I'm gonna just place them. I was not sure if I'm gonna do the focal point for this book, for this page, but I said to myself, I'm gonna start with the circles. There is for sure gonna be some sentiment at the end, and we'll see where I'll go from that. I wanted to do a grungy page, a really grungy page, kind of a little bit dark, but not too much, a little bit I'm not sure, a little bit maybe in blue colors, and this was the only thing I wanted to do. I had no other like idea in my mind. I knew that I'm gonna, of course, use white gesso, which you're gonna see me doing right now, because this is white heavy gesso from Liquitex, because in the old books I usually use gesso. I don't do it on the watercolor or mixed media papers because I prefer when the paints run freely, and gesso is kind of preventing that from happening, because, well, it's not that. Gesso is kind of dulling the colors for me. So if I want to have a strong color, I won't use gesso. And on top of that, you know, gesso is quite often applied not in a very even fashion, like, you know, it's not very smooth, so always in these nooks and crannies there are some more of the paste color which gets stuck, as opposed to the other part where the gesso is more or less applied smoothly, which could be a really good thing, don't get me wrong. I really like that also. I like when the paint is stacking in the small areas, but I really discovered that you know, the sprays usually they are more dull on gesso, so I don't use it all the time. I use it usually, I leave it for the books. There is also another thing which is called absorbent ground. It's been a long time since I haven't used it. It's it has a properties of gesso, but it actually doesn't do the paint, and I love it. It's quite hard to get, but it's very good thing to buy. And it has, when you apply the paints to it, it has completely different effect. It gives you completely different effect than the gesso. And as you've seen, I apply gesso with the brush, then I apply with the finger. The more you smear with your finger, the more kind of a texture you get, because when the gesso dries on your finger and when you just smash it against the paper, it kind of leaves you a small like sand texture almost. And I really love it. And that's what you can do with gesso. You can apply it with the credit card, with the palette knife, with the brush, and with your fingers, and every time you can get a different effect. And also gesso is preventing seepage. And I'm gonna be doing some stenciling. I use my stencil Entangled. It's been some time since I haven't used it. And the Flakey texture from Izink, which is a French company if I'm not mistaken, and it was actually designed by SAPPHEIROS, and I love everything SAPPHEIROS designs. And this is the first time when I'm using this paste, and I should think, because it says Flakey paste, so I should think that, well, yes, it's gonna have some effect of the snow maybe. This is the part I didn't predict, and this is the moment where all of my projects just went sideways. Not the way I wanted, but sideways. I think it has a like kind of negative meaning, and I actually absolutely love this project. After it was finished, I am a fan of it. But when I was doing what I'm doing right now, applying the paste through the stencil, I was thinking, oh my goodness, this is just disaster. The paste didn't go well through the stencil because it has small pieces of like mica, or I don't know. I'm trying to show you. You can almost not see the stencil, like you see the paste which kind of went through the holes in the stencil, and it didn't give you the stencil impression like which I would like, you know, it didn't show you the design of the stencil. It has a lot of like very, very thin flakes, and it's absolutely beautiful. But I'm telling you honestly, it's not to be used with the stencils which are a little bit more intricate like mine. So right now I just decided to go with the flow and add the stencil, add the paste, and I am just removing the paste from the other side because there was so much which stayed on the side of the stencil that I just wanted to remove it and add it to the page, even though my stencil design is not anymore visible. And this is what I'm gonna be showing you right now here. I didn't want you to think that my stencil doesn't work. So here is the proof that it does with my all-time favorite cream paste from Stamperia, which is absolutely great to go through the stencil. This is what I wanted to do, but I said to myself, I'm always using cream paste from Stamperia. I have other products I need to show people, show crafters other products they can use. So I said I'm gonna use this one, which I got not that long ago. I think you cannot do this paste the justice if you just put it through the stencil. I think this paste should be actually applied with a palette knife, for example, you know, making a page or background uneven and like very textury like. It can very well, and I think it's just perfect to work for the winter projects. It dries very long. I was actually bored there. I was thinking I'm gonna just pass out from the, you know, from the time I was drying, because I couldn't leave it overnight. I just wanted to start the project, finish the project and make a video. So I was drying and drying and drying, and I was thinking, okay, this is the only minus I find in this paste, that it's kind of drying quite long. But otherwise, really something to think about for the winter. And I am not sure if in your part of the world you can have an access to Izink products, but I'm sure there are some pastes in the market which will resemble the snow, and you can use them to make some wintry backgrounds. And look guys, what's happened here. I absolutely love it. The paste and the gesso and some tiny layers of washi tape or masking tape which were there underneath, plus the circles, it made just such a beautiful I don't know, so texturous, so yummy. To me, this is what I love to do. You can see me making different projects when, you know, I put paint all over the paper or wherever. This is the projects I absolutely love. This is my cup of tea. I used 2 of Lindy sprays. One was Ocean Breeze Blue and the other was Whale Watch Blue. They are both, if I'm not mistaken, they are at least the blue one, it's a flat one, so it doesn't have a shine to it. And I am adding water, as you can see, the big sprayer, it's the water which I'm adding for the paints to kind of run. But because there is so much texture, this texture is just making everything come together so nicely. And to, you know, the colors, the small particles of colors are kind of trapped in between those uneven textures, and it looks so much like I absolutely love. I didn't like that there was so much still so much writing visible, so I am adding a little bit more of Gesso. And because at this moment already, well, a moment earlier when I was adding the texture paste, I knew that this is gonna be probably a winter page. I decided to add Gesso a little bit on the paint itself, like you see me doing here. And I'm doing it delicately with the fingertip, so like that it leaves just a tiny bit of white on it. But I will redo it once again at the end of the video, you're gonna see why. And once again, coming back to drying, I'm gonna just erase this part because it's been a long time drying, and seriously it just completely broke me yesterday, this part of the art journaling. I absolutely love art journaling, and when things goes my way, even this one, which didn't really go the way I planned, but it looked at the end so nicely, so I was so happy with it. There are some parts in the process I don't like, and for example drying, or waiting for the crackles to happen, or even, you know, looking through my stash of things to, you know, to find a focal point or things like that, or choosing the colors. There are some things which I don't always like. I love the process, but that depends also on the day. One day I like to choose the colors, the other day I hate it, and it's like that, and there is nothing bad in it. It's just you have to go with the flow. Sometimes everything works fine, sometimes, you know, things will kind of put you off a little, but that's the part of the process also. Coming back to what I'm doing, I took again my stencil, I put a black Soot Distress Oxide ink on it, and I slightly sprayed it with water, and now I'm gonna be doing negative imprint of it, because I really was thinking that this crackle kind of effect, which this stencil will give me when I do the negative print, it will work very nicely with the rest of the texture which is on the page. And in general it did, but at the bottom of the page, which you cannot see right now, you're gonna see in a moment, I didn't like it. The imprint was too harsh, too dark, and I am gonna be just here, you know, when you see the two pages which are kind of meeting each other, I didn't like it, and I decided I am gonna actually remove it with Gesso. I'm applying a little bit of Gesso. You have to be also careful, I didn't dry the page, so you know the Oxide could actually make kind of a stain, you know, with Gesso. I removed it with the baby wipe. And now I am applying once again with my finger, removing if there is an excess or if the color is not white because it's mixing with the Oxide. I'm removing it with the baby wipe, and this is also what, you know, it's good to do, have at hand baby wipes. I try not to use too many of them because it's not very good for the environment, I know, but you know, sometimes you need to use them, and so it's good to have them at hand. And now I am doing what I told you earlier. I'm again applying very slightly white Gesso over the raised surface, so like that it will cover a little bit the colors I applied, but not so much, and it will also give this impression of whiteness, which will make you think about the winter. So at this point I knew this is gonna be my very first wintry page this year. Why not? Completely not what I wanted to do, but so happy with the result. I think I'm talking a lot, but I do experiment. I'm talking while editing the video, when usually I am editing the video and then putting the voiceover. So, well, you have to bear with me. I'm using my Sassy and traditional Christmas words to just add it as a kind of focal point, and this is gonna be all because the page is so kind of foggy almost, that I don't feel like putting any like dark elements, any striking elements, even black and white elements, Christmas elements, could be a little too much for this page. So this is it, guys. I hope you like it. I really enjoyed this process. It was a very funny thing to do, and I always like to show you the mistakes I'm making and the trials kind of I'm encountering while doing the pages, so you can see that you are not alone. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please hit the bell button, and yes, share the video if you can, and of course if you have a look in my online shop, I would appreciate so much. Sending you big kisses. I'm stopping to talk right now. See you in my next video. Bye bye.